Right, grand rising, beautiful souls. My goodness. Another day, another gift. Breathing in. The breath of life. Huh? How many things are we doing today that are contributing to life? Well, here's one, huh? Did we do our affirmations in the morning? Have you guys broken yourselves down and you're listening to Paul Santese's affirmations 8 hours a night? If not, you're not taking advantage of all the tools that are out there for you. Oh yeah, my goodness. Guys, just remember, we're making this that way it's sustainable. This is a new way of being. This isn't a rush to the finish line. It's not who gets there first wins. It's not there's a golden pot at the end of the rainbow. This is reclaiming. This is cleaning out, clearing out, releasing all that doesn't serve you and creating space for, making space for this new beginning. The gift of life, right? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So we want this to be manageable, sustainable. We don't want to get into this 2 weeks, burn ourselves out, and then take a week off. The biggest thing about this is making it so it's sustainable. So you're doing it every day. Consistency is the most important thing. Consistency. I mean, think about it, guys. We're finally taking care of ourselves. We're finally, for the first time in our lives, truly taking care of ourselves. That's crazy to think about. Like, we had no problem poisoning ourselves for decades. You know, I was thinking about it today, this morning. Well, I think about it all the time. Not all the time, but a lot. I think about it a lot, man. Because I'm constantly repeating this. I am an eternal, all-knowing, all-powerful soul connected to everything on that plane of existence. Just that alone is so deep, so powerful, so mind-blowing, so profound. Like, how do we do anything but take care of this vessel? Knowing that that's what we are. But the thing is, again, see, that just points to how we can have this knowledge up here. We can have it, we can repeat it, you know, because that's what we were taught in school, to repeat, to memorize, right? Not to fully integrate. Because none of the shit we learn in school makes sense. So you can't integrate that bullshit. It's all just up here. But now that we're on this healing journey, we try to apply that same kind of thing. Instead of breaking those programmings down, we try to apply that knowledge search, that, oh, look what I know, and repeating information when we aren't doing anything with it. And to the fact to even say, I am an eternal, all-knowing, all-powerful soul connected to everything on that plane of existence. I mean, guys, it doesn't get much more magical, powerful, beautiful, profound than that. And then that soul, so as that soul, I am occupying and in charge of the most advanced, highly intelligent biological system on this earth, connected to everything biologically. We can't even Guys, we're not even getting 10% of the true understanding of what that means yet. Highly intelligent. Guys, we are made up of trillions, literally trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of cells. And every single cell carries the whole blueprint for your entire being. So in other words, let's say a cell that made up is part of your liver, right? That could have just as well been part of your brain. It could have just as well been part of your fingernail. So each one of those trillions of cells is so highly intelligent, it carries the blueprint for your entire vessel. But we're going to sit here after poisoning ourselves for decades. Oh, forgot this one. After poisoning ourselves for decades, we're going to sit here and act like in 6 months, a year, a few years, we're going to become experts and show this body how to heal. We know exactly which supplements to buy. We know exactly right? And it's like, man, just get that fucking thinking logical brain out of the way. I'm telling you, the quicker you can bring yourself back, humble that ego and bring yourself back to that childlike state, the quicker you're going to heal. The quicker the answers. It's not that you don't have the answers. It's not that you don't have the right answer. It's that you have a superfluous, meaning overbearing, overburdening, way too many answers. That's the problem. Because you're living in your head. Because you had to guard that heart and that inner child. You had to guard that. Don't forget, after you do your lymphatic massage, guys. After you do your lymphatic massage, take yourself a big swig of your distilled water. It's going to help flush everything. Big swig of distilled water. But yeah, we act like we're going to become experts and fix this body after we're the ones that broke it our whole lives. All of a sudden, we're gonna come across the right information. We're gonna learn the correct knowledge, and then we're gonna somehow fucking apply it when we've never applied anything good in our lives. The ego wants to take charge. The ego wants to think it's right. The ego wants to, stand on a pedestal. The ego doesn't want to give up the driver's seat. So this whole journey is getting back to that childlike state where the soul was pushed down and shut up and walled in. And so we're breaking all those walls down. We're breaking all those programmings down. That's why the affirmations are so important. That's why everything on the board behind me is extremely important. It's all foundational. All of it. People have different ways, in each one of these categories to their own nuances and stuff, and that's fine. You guys are going to find your own nuance. You're supposed to. But as far as straying off of what this is, I mean, you're just shooting. I got my own way. I got my own truth. I got my own beliefs. I got my own blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right. Right. Of course you do. And where are you getting those beliefs and truths from? Well, the Bible, of course. Okay. Right? It's like, man, come on now. Get out of your programming and indoctrination. Free yourself. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Huh? All right, guys. That was nice. That was nice. Got the blood flowing, got the lymph, got our janitors running for us, got the blood flowing in the morning, get that spine moving. Oh, get that elasticity back in that spine. Get out some things we needed to talk about, huh? Guys, make sure, we can repeat these things in our head, but as much as you can, get them out. Get them out of your mouth. Let your mouth run. Your throat chakra, if you can't speak, it's because your throat chakra's blocked up. Because the devil's got his dick halfway down your fucking gullet. And that's something you got to work on. You can look at, if you go to YouTube and type in how to unblock throat chakra, or how to unblock the throat for singers. They got so many different tips and tricks and ways, and they're all quick, that you can start unlocking your throat. You need to unlock that throat because, you got to get these things out of you. We were taught to shut up. We were taught we didn't have our truth. It wasn't allowed. And that's part of this journey, is being able to speak your truth. And if you're choking up every time you go to speak your truth and can't get it out, you need to start working on that throat chakra. What else? Anything else? Anything else? I think that's it for today, for this morning, guys. I put out a video last night, again, getting to know thyself. I put out a video last night on how me coming to terms with and learning over the past few years about how I have AUDHD, autism and ADHD, combined with, symptoms of OCD and bipolar and all these other things. But getting to know myself better and allowing myself to accept that and understand the differences between CPTSD symptoms and autism, and a lot of these things run line in line, but there are differences. There are subtle differences, and it's just getting to know yourself better. That's all it is. And had I not opened myself up and allowed myself to break down those toxic masculine ways of thinking that laughed and thought that shit was crazy, I would be in pretty big trouble right now, because I'd be coming down on myself pretty hard for things I'm still working on that are obviously things that are wired into my brain, and that I am working on, that I think can be adjusted to make things more suitable and in alignment. But again, they can't be worked on properly and thoroughly if we're not refusing to understand exactly who we are. So take care of yourselves, guys. Nobody else will.